In the year 2235, the mighty Confederation Unas arrives to conquer Earth, presuming human technology to be primitive. Shockingly, they discover an advanced and diplomatic humankind far beyond expectation. Their mission to subdue Earth transforms into a compelling saga of power shifts, innovative advancements, and emotional connections. Will technological ingenuity redefine tradition? Witness the ethical dilemmas that unfold in this breathtaking encounter. If you want to dive into real stories of parallel realities every day, in enigmatic, technological worlds that are completely different from our planet, subscribe to our channel and leave your like. Well, let's go. In the unfathomable depths of the cosmos, where stars serve as silent sentinels of time and the void beckons with tantalizing mysteries, Admiral Antares led a formidable fleet of 50 Unas warships toward Earth. The Unas were a race revered and feared throughout the galaxy for their unyielding determination and mastery of artificial intelligence. Clad in a resplendent uniform woven with the fibers of nanotechnology, Admiral Antares embodied the epitome of Unas authority and heritage. His face, a mosaic of scars and wisdom, showcased eyes beaming with an unrelenting resolve. His sense of superiority was palpable, forged by a lifetime of conquests across varied star systems. Antares was not merely a leader but the very symbol of Unas military might. Beside him stood Alti, the wise and cautious advisor. Alti's mind was a labyrinth of insights and strategies, often entertaining doubts where others found certainty. His towering frame seemed less imposing when juxtaposed with his contemplative demeanor, his eyes often searching the infinite pathways that only a seasoned strategist could perceive. Though his exterior radiated calmness, Alti's thoughts churned with a myriad of scenarios, constantly evaluating the risks of their undertaking. In the cavernous control room of their flagship, the Sovereign Dawn *, the two figures stood united in their objectives yet divided in their assessments. The spark for their journey was Earth's sudden explosion of radio signals, pulses of information riding the electromagnetic waves that stretched across the void. The Unas High Council, an assembly of the galaxy's most influential and intellectual beings, decreed the need to investigate. Earth, to them, appeared just another backwater planet ripe for subjugation. The Council's decision, cloaked under the grand ambitions of empire building, aimed to bring another star system under the Unas command. As their fleet hurtled through the daunting vastness of space, conversations within the control room often danced around Earth's presumed primitiveness. Yet, Alti frequently expressed his concerns. Underestimating them may be a folly, Admiral, he would caution, his voice carrying the weight of countless tactical decisions. But Admiral Antares, forged from victories, would dismiss these apprehensions with a confident wave of his hand. Humanity's first brush with the Unas was seen through the lens of conquest. Their approach was as precise as it was grandiose. As Earth rotated serenely below them, a jewel of blues and greens encased in a sphere of delicate atmosphere, Unas sensors began their clandestine scans. However, the readings defied their predictions. Far from the simplistic figments the Unas might have imagined, Earth blazed a trail of technological marvels, complex interwoven signals, data traffic of staggering volume, and above all, signs of faster-than-light, FTL, communication systems. Raymond Morris was a pivotal figure amidst this tumult. The Secretary of Intergalactic Relations for the United Federation of Earth, Morris was a paragon of human diplomacy and acumen. With a trimmed beard graying at the edges and eyes that seemed to peer into the soul of whoever he conversed with, Morris balanced formality and approachable confidence in equal measure. In Geneva, the heart of the global diplomatic stage, he observed the skies, well aware that Earth's secrets were no longer shielded. Morris was prepared for eventualities that went beyond the diplomatic playbook. He understood the importance of readiness in maintaining Earth's sovereignty. The first contact message from Earth arrived not as a plea for clemency but as an invitation. Morris's voice, projected across space through frequencies perfected by human ingenuity, carried an unyielding calmness. Greetings from the United Federation of Earth. We extend an invitation for a diplomatic summit to discuss potential alliances and mutual respect. The audacity of such a message struck like a bolt through the Unas expectations. Guided by unflinching autonomy, the human fleet emerged from the shadows. Cloaked in advanced stealth technology, human ships materialized around the Unas flotilla in a flawless display of military orchestration. The air within the Sovereign Dawn grew dense with an unspoken realization: the Unas had underestimated their counterparts. The sense of superiority that stained Admiral Antares's every thought was now tarnished with an element of doubt. Antares was resolute in his strategy but was now confronted with Earth's unforeseen advancements. On the ground, a grand strategic display unfolded in Nevada, astonishing the Unas further. The humans exhibited capabilities that could rival, if not exceed, their own. Advanced robotics simulated intricate battle scenarios, energy fields oscillated with unprecedented stability, and technological innovation shimmered across the landscape like a dance of luminous data. The International Space Station, no longer a mere astronomical sentinel, teemed with hybrid technologies, a testament to human ingenuity and perseverance. The research center in the Amazon, cloaked beneath the lush canopy, sparked further wonderment. These marvels, once the seedlings of human ambition, had bloomed into colossal evidences of their intellectual prowess. Admiral Antares and Alti were now at a crossroads, a juncture that demanded rethinking every preconception. Engaged in a confidential conversation, they stood humbled and mystified. As they intently observed, Raymond Morris orchestrated an enlightenment of Earth's strategic intellect inside a state-of-the-art military simulator. The simulator was no mere tool. It was a portal into Earth's rich repository of tactical evolution and martial prowess. With every simulated battle, every strategic maneuver, Morris unveiled layers of human resilience and tenacity hitherto unseen. Back on the Sovereign Dawn the shifting dynamics were undeniable. The Unas fleet now saw Earth not as a conquest but as a riddle, a complex intertwining of brilliance and mystery. Days morphed into prolonged debates within the Unas ranks. The screens, laden with streams of data, constantly updated the real-time intelligence they gathered about Earth. Discussions on strategy oscillated between contention and admiration. Raymond Morris discerned this shift and subtly steered the conversations. He spoke not merely of defense but of collaboration. Imagine what we could achieve together. Unas and humanity, in concert, pioneering the galaxy. His proposals were laden with optimism yet anchored firmly in reality. The veiled disdain that once marked the Unas perception of Earth began to erode, revealing not enemies but possible partners. Aboard the Unas flagship, the air thrummed with anticipation, a palpable melange of curiosity and caution. Alti's previously skeptical outlook began to morph, an admission reflected in the quiet, contemplative manner he addressed the data spewing from Earth. Even Admiral Antares, stalwart and unyielding, grappled with this new reality. Future strategies required recalibration, perspectives demanded expansion. The narrative of subjugation now poised on the precipice of alliance. The saga of Earth and Unas had only begun to unfold, each moment laden with the promise of unprecedented revelations. As the Unas fleet approached Earth, the stark shift in expectation against reality began to unravel a tapestry of unforeseen complexity. Admiral Antares, a figure shrouded in authority and experience, stood with his hands clasped behind his back on the bridge of the flagship, observing the planet's blue and green hues through the expansive viewports. His confidence, born from a career of subjugating less advanced civilizations, was unshakable at the outset. Their technology, he had assumed, would easily handle any resistance Earth might offer. But as they neared, Earth's electromagnetic emissions told a different story. The anticipation turned into a vortex of confusion and intrigue when their sensors were bombarded by data streams showcasing advances that should have been impossible for such a youthful race. There were signals indicative of faster-than-light travel, intricate networks of advanced robotics, and energy systems that exceeded even the Unas understanding. This new data left the Unas fleet on high alert and the bridge deck filled with a silence heavier than the void of space itself. Raymond Morris, the steady and unflappable Secretary of Intergalactic Relations for the United Federation of Earth, initiated the first formal contact. His call for a diplomatic summit in Geneva was a masterstroke of confident diplomacy, set against the backdrop of Geneva's serene lakes and advanced architectural wonders that melded sophistication with nature. When Morris revealed that Earth had been observing the Unas for decades, the implication was both stunning and unsettling. He spoke with a precision that belied the subtly ingrained superiority Earth had evolved in secret. What truly unsettled the Unas was the calm demeanor of someone who knew too much, who saw through their imperial facade. Admiral Intaris' steely resolve was mirrored by the wise and wary Alti, his trusted advisor, whose penetrating eyes seemed to analyze every nuance in Morris's words. Alti's concern, once voiced quietly in strategic discussions, now echoed loudly in Intaris' mind. It was evident. Earth was not the primitive civilization they had dismissed so easily. The diplomatic summit was surrounded by unprecedented tension, like a tightrope stretched across a chasm of mutual mistrust and curiosity. The Unas delegation, adorned in their customary regal attire that signified their status, contrasted sharply with the understated elegance of the human representatives. As they stepped into the well-guarded conference rooms, hidden security systems embedded within the walls hummed with potential energy, a silent testament to Earth's preparedness. Earth's advanced nature was a labyrinth, each revelation a new turn that confounded the invaders. The humans presented not just raw technological prowess but a sophisticated understanding of galactic politics, hinting at alliances that the Unas had not foreseen. Had they, in their imperial hubris, missed the signs of Earth's discrete rise in power? The room itself seemed to pulse with the weight of historical significance, the fate of two civilizations oscillating between diplomacy and conflict. In these inferential battles, the Unas faced the most unexpected dilemma: the ethical implications of their superiority complex. How had this seemingly primitive planet thrived unnoticed? And more importantly, what right did they have to assert dominance over a people so evidently their equals? The mistrust bred among the Unas ranks grew, not from fear, but from uncertainty and the gnawing realization that everything they believed about their supremacy was being questioned. Earth's rapid evolution had evaded their surveillance, and this oversight gnawed at the disciplined exterior of Admiral Intaris. The need for control clashed violently with the undeniable truth of Earth's advances, producing an undercurrent of existential crisis among the Unas leaders. They could no longer see Earth as merely another conquest, but rather as a potential competitor, or worse, an equal. The diplomatic summit reached a turning point when Earth unveiled a staggering demonstration of their defensive capabilities. Human engineers had strategically placed chips around Geneva, forming a grid that could render the area impervious to any known Unas offensive strategy. This single act of calculated reveal not only showcased technological mastery but also led to the moral questioning of the Unas approach. Could they, ethically and morally, justify an invasion? Each subsequent revelation peeled away the layers of perceived inferiority, revealing a multifaceted society of profound intellect and resourcefulness. The Unas grappled with the intricate dance between ethical conquest and respect for a civilization's sovereign right to self-determination. Earth had proven that progression no longer followed a linear path dictated by a single dominant culture. Instead, it was a complex web of various influences, assimilations, and innovations. The call from the Unas High Council insisted on recalibration. This could not be a mere quick dominance. It demanded a meticulous, respectful strategy, acknowledging Earth's astonishing development. Initiating communications once confined to orders now embedded negotiations filled with a grudging respect. Raymond Morris's calm and calculated demeanor underscored the collective will of Earth's unified political machinery. Admiral Antares' gaze shifted from Earth's surface to deep, far-reaching thoughts. They must reevaluate, recalibrate, and perhaps redefine their very identity through this engagement. Earth had compelled the Unas to step out of their monochromatic lens of dominance into a spectrum of ethical ponderance. For the first time, they considered the possibility that evolving in isolation had blinded them to other paths of progress and power. As the summit drew to a temporary close, Earth's diplomats left them with a final, chilling revelation. The humans hinted at an even deeper layer of defense and technology, suggesting that their evolution was far from complete and their capabilities only partially unveiled. This was a tactical maneuver that left the Unas delegation steeped in ponderous dread and cautious admiration. What else lay hidden in the depths of this blue-green planet? Looking out across the expanse of the universe, weighed down with the overwhelming responsibility of his command, Admiral Antares felt the unrelenting tides of history pulling him toward an unknown future. This initial conflict, originally anticipated as a mere technicality on their path to conquest, had spiraled into a profound evolutionary crossroads. Bound by a necessity to understanding humanity, their interaction, ethics, and technological acumen determined their next steps. For the first time, it was not about winning a war but about understanding and perhaps redefining it. Would the Unas stand firm in their pursuit of dominance? Or would they forge a path influenced by the unexpected strength and ingenuity of Earth? The resolution lay not in immediate conquest but through a deliberate, introspective examination of what it truly meant to advance and evolve across the boundless realms of space. The imposing Unas fleet hovered in orbit above Earth, ensconced in a tense mix of anticipation and condescension. Little did they know, the expectations that had fueled their journey to this blue planet were about to be shattered in the most dramatic fashion. Moments ticked away, and then, seemingly out of nowhere, a flotilla of human spacecraft materialized from the void. These were no ordinary vessels. Cloaked in advanced stealth technology that far surpassed anything the Unas had encountered, the human ships emerged like shadows breaking free from the darkness. Sleek, agile, and deadly, they surrounded the Unas fleet in an almost predatory formation. The holographic displays on the Unas command bridge lit up with warnings as sensors struggled to comprehend the sudden appearance of these sophisticated ships. Admiral Antares narrowed his eyes, his fingers gripping the haptic controls tightly. On one side of the command center, Alti wore an expression of incredulity, his analytical mind racing to process the data floods pouring in. The cloaked human flotilla seemed to pulsate with potential energy, muscles of a technological beast flexing against the constraints of its invisibility. The human ships demanded something unspoken, a challenge, a contest of prowess that the Unas had not anticipated. And then it happened. A transmission crackled to life, cutting through the dense veil of tension. It was Raymond Morris, Secretary of Intergalactic Relations for the United Federation of Earth. His voice was calm, measured, almost as if he was narrating an expected staple of daily routine. This was not the voice of a man fearing an alien armada. It was the voice of confidence, of an individual representing a species formidable in its progressiveness and unity. Admiral Antares, he began, and his words echoed through the Unas fleet. You are commanded to withdraw from Earth's orbit. Our planet is protected, and any act of aggression will be met with decisive and overwhelming retaliation. The weight of Morris's words hung in the air. The visual feed switched to Nevada, where the Unas saw for the first time a grand display of human military prowess. Advanced combat drones, AI-driven tanks, and an array of futuristic weaponry paraded on an open field, meticulously choreographed to showcase technological dominance. The humans had not stumbled upon these advances. They had meticulously built them, brick by calculated brick, with a precision that rivaled any cosmic architect. Admiral Antares felt his assumptions begin to crumble under this revelation. The physical presence of Earth's advanced defense systems was overpowering. He glanced at Alti, whose eyes remained locked on the display, spinning hypothesis after hypothesis in the depths of his contemplative mind. Their unease only deepened during a visit orchestrated by Morris. A delegation of Unas was invited to the International Space Station, where the full spectrum of human adaptability in space was laid bare. Floating laboratories brimmed with samples collected from various celestial bodies, each contributing to the tapestry of human scientific endeavor. Research vessels darted to and fro, achieving feats that seemed little short of miracles. Then came the visit to an ultra-modern research center deep within the Amazon. Nestled amongst the verdant canopy, the center was a paradox of glass and steel designed in harmony with surrounding nature. Here, the Unas saw human biologists merging artificial intelligence with organic study to create terraforming blueprints and environmental preservation plans. At every turn, the mystique surrounding Earth's rapid advancement grew. How had humanity evolved so swiftly, so silently? What unknown paths of innovation had they traversed? These questions gnawed at the Unas delegation, adding layers of complexity to the scenario they now found themselves ensnared in. Inside a massive military simulator, another revelation awaited them. Morris orchestrated a demonstration of exceptional human combat skills, showcasing tactical brilliance that mirrored ancient chess grandmasters. Soldiers moved with surgical precision in virtual environments replicating planetary assault conditions. Their maneuvers spoke of long hours of meticulous training and an uncanny ability to adapt on the fly. Admiral Antares's earlier contempt was slowly eroding, giving way to a reluctant respect. The enemy had transformed into a formidable counterpart whose capabilities demanded grudging admiration. Alti, too, was shifting his perspective. Observing the human innovations and cultural adaptability ignited a sense of intellectual camaraderie within him. Their initial disdain for this inferior race now seemed misplaced, akin to dismissing a budding star unworthy of the celestial dance. With tension mounting, the Unas delegation finally engaged in a decisive discussion with Morris. A proposal for a technological and scientific alliance was laid on the table, an alliance that could propel both civilizations to unprecedented heights. Antares stood torn between pride and pragmatic vision, and in his gaze lingered the wisdom of countless campaigns. Alti, with his ever-analytical mind, saw the chessboard comprising not just this skirmish, but the grand game of interstellar politics. The Unas found themselves at a crossroads. The technological marvels of humanity were not just shields and swords, they were bridges of potential collaboration. As the discussions continued, they began to view the humans not as mere adversaries to be vanquished, but as potential partners in the uncharted territories of the cosmos. This transition was not just strategic, but emotional, a profound shift that could redefine the fates of both civilizations. Yet, just as the groundwork seemed to solidify under this budding alliance, unsettling tremors began to reverberate within the Unas ranks. The security of their position, the certainty of their traditions, began to wane in the face of this newfound respect for human ingenuity. What was unfolding was not just a tactical alliance but a narrative of mutual growth, causing unease among those rooted in age-old doctrines of conquest and subjugation. Amongst the star-speckled void, Admiral Antares turned to Alti. His trusted advisor's eyes reflected the same conflict, a mirror of doubts and possibilities. The choices confronting them demanded a reevaluation transcending mere military doctrines. It was a leap of faith into an uncertain future, where former foes might unlock the cosmos's greatest secrets together. The shift was palpable, a moment suspended in the balance of cosmic forces. Unas and human fleets now stood not as enemies but as curious explorers of a shared future. The vastness of space awaited, offering the infinite theater for their journeys. As the diplomatic protocols were set into motion, the enigmatic veil hanging over their collective destiny seemed to lift ever so slightly, only to reveal deeper mysteries lurking just beyond. The silence that followed was heavy, filled with unspoken resolve and an anticipation that held the breath of entire worlds. Both sides knew this was only the beginning of a seismic shift. The fates of Earth and Unas intertwined, spinning a tale far from its resolution. And in this charged stillness, the chapter left its echoes, whispering promises of paradigm-shattering alliances and cosmic odysseys yet to unfold. With the weight of realization bearing heavily upon them, Admiral Antares and Alti found themselves at the cusp of a transformative experience. Earth, once perceived as a primitive cradle of a burgeoning species, had unfurled its capabilities with an audacity that both disoriented and humbled the Unas delegation. As the sleek, powerful vessels of the human fleet maintained a watchful vigil in space, the senior officers of the Unas knew their superiority was no longer a given. Admiral Antares, his gaze sharp and contemplative, stood at the brink of a decision that could either herald an era of mutual advancement or bitter conflict. His thoughts were interrupted by a call for yet another diplomatic meeting, this time deep within the core of Earth's tactical heart, the Geneva Command Center. The walls of the command center gleamed with the sheen of advanced alloys and bioluminescent panels. It was a testament to humanity's fusion of technology and aesthetics. Holographic projections floated midair, depicting complex data streams of interstellar navigation and battle strategies that even the seasoned Unas officers found impressive. Raymond Morris, maintaining his calm demeanor, invited the Unas delegation into a sophisticated military simulator. Here, the nuances of human combat readiness were on full display. The simulator room was expansive, encased in a dome of transparent aluminum, allowing a panoramic view of the Swiss Alps. But the beauty of the surroundings contrasted starkly with the severity of the military exercises within. Advanced personnel, clad in exoskeletal suits augmenting their physical abilities, moved with precision and purpose. They engaged in mock battles, fluidly alternating between physical combat and command over automated drones and AI entities. Each simulated scenario, projected in hyper-realistic detail, showcased strategies that integrated quantum computing directives, nanotechnology-based weapons, and even psychosomatic warfare techniques. The display was not just about brute force but the superior intellect and adaptability that had become hallmarks of human military prowess. Alti, always the observer, could feel a shift within himself, an awakening of respect mingled with trepidation. "We must re-evaluate our entire strategic approach," he communicated through subvocal technology to Admiral Antares. Human adaptability and their advanced AI integration present a formidable challenge. The Admiral, whose hard exterior masked an inner turmoil, nodded ever so slightly. He had been prepared for many scenarios, but this unexpected parity was a game-changer. Face to face with such undeniable competence, he knew that Unas' arrogance and underestimation had been their first and perhaps most grievous error. Driven by the weight of the moment, Raymond Morris moved to the center of the room, commanding attention without force. "Admiral Antares, Alti, our species have divergent histories, but convergence is still within reach. We propose an alliance rooted in mutual respect and the advancement of scientific and technological endeavors." A silence enveloped the room, thick with anticipation. For the Unas, the notion of an alliance with those they sought to dominate was a titanic shift in ideology. Yet, here they were, presented with a choice that could redefine their legacy in the cosmos. Against the backdrop of this great decision, humanity's cultural and technological masterpieces were showcased. The newly constructed International Space Station, a hub for scientific innovation, and the ultra-modern research center nestled in the Amazon rainforest were more than marvels. They were symbols of human ingenuity and dedication to progress. These establishments were thriving centers of collaboration where humans and AI worked in unison, crafting solutions to challenges that spanned from earthly dilemmas to interstellar conundrums. Antares, a leader forged through countless battles, began to see Morris not merely as an adversary but as a peer, a leader with whom great things could be achieved. His mind flashed back to the grand councils of Unas, the vast chambers filled with calculating minds, and he wondered how many of them could see the potential in this alliance rather than the affront it initially appeared to be. The room's energy shifted subtly as Unas officers began recognizing the brilliance around them. The intricate tapestries of nanofiber networks supporting the city's power grids, the sustainable architecture blending seamlessly with nature, and the AI interfaces observing and learning were all proof of human capability that was once thought improbable. One figure stood out among the humans, a young, brilliant scientist named Dr. Elena Santiago. She was a pivotal force in the research center, leading projects that intertwined human biology with cybernetics. Her keen mind and warm spirit reminded the Unas delegation that beyond the hard exteriors of military superiority lay the soft power of cultural and intellectual growth. Santiago, with her enthusiasm for discovery, bridged gaps that no weapon system could. Antares found himself drawn into an exchange with her, where tactical brilliance met scientific inquiry. His inquiries about human advancements in genetic engineering and AI ethics were met with articulate responses that indicated a depth of understanding that was both surprising and refreshing. In a secure chamber, away from the prying eyes of many, Morris engaged Antares and Alti in a conversation that would define their future. Our exploration into the fusion of quantum technology with biological systems could catapult both our civilizations into unprecedented realms of possibility, Morris proposed, his voice even but charged with potential. Alti, ever the strategist, saw an opportunity here, not just for technological gain but for something more profound. If we are to embark on this journey together, the exchange must be balanced and equitable. The Unas have knowledge in areas of galactic navigation and energy regulation that you haven't touched. The accord began to take shape, embodied in signed documents and shared data streams. The deeper essence of this potential unity, however, was felt far beyond the digital signatures and agreements. It was in the cautious yet hopeful approaches of people like Dr. Santiago and the silent, reflective stances of those like Alti. The climax emerged not just from the tension of potential warfare but from the tenuous beginnings of a partnership. Antares and his officers boarded their ships, knowing their return to Unas territory bore the weight of unprecedented decisions. The Unas fleet, once an arrogant force of dominance, now navigated space under the onset of cautious respect and curiosity. Aboard his flagship, Antares looked back at Earth, now not merely a target but a cornerstone of an alliance that could chart new courses in the annals of interstellar history. The bridge was quiet, each officer engrossed in new data, each mind grappling with what had transpired. As the vacuum of space enveloped the fleet once more, reflective thoughts lingered in the silent recesses of minds calculating probabilities and outcomes. There was an unspoken acknowledgement of the thin line between conflict and cooperation, a line they had barely, yet decisively, crossed. No comic resolution followed. only the persistent hum of strategic engines and the unfolding data streams hinting at possibilities vast and uncharted. The climax, replete with realizations and redefinitions, stood as a sharp precipice from which the future of both Earth and Unas could either soar or plummet. As the dust of previous conflicts began to settle, mutual respect and insatiable curiosity blossomed between the Unas and humankind. The spectral dance of distant stars resonated with the newfound harmony that emerged from the ashes of warfare and misunderstanding. Esteemed minds from both civilizations gathered in an expansive conference hall within the Citadel of Vienna, a structure that stood as a testament to Earth's architectural splendor. The Unas scientist Zephyr, known for his unparalleled expertise in xenobiology and cosmic energy manipulation, helmed this historic collaboration alongside humanity's brightest minds. The Citadel's walls, lined with holographic displays portraying the myriad wonders of both cultures, became a shrine to their combined knowledge. Campbell Drake, Earth's foremost expert in quantum mechanics, could be seen deep in conversation with Zephyr. Each discussion, laden with complex equations and theories, revealed gaps bridged by their contrasting perspectives. Where the humans excelled in innovations driven by creative chaos, the Unas brought structure, precision, and a millennium of interstellar experience. A pivotal project emerged from this collaboration: the terraforming of Exovita, a distant, barren planet situated at the fringes of the nebula vortex. Once an inhospitable sphere of ice and rock, the mission to transform it into a new cradle for life symbolized their alliance's potential. Advanced propulsion systems, combining the Unas hyperspatial algorithms with human energy modulation technology, sent craft light years ahead, marking a leap in cooperative space travel. The assembled teams constructed intricate biodomes, upholding a delicate balance of interspecies flora and fauna. These biomes simulated the ecological interplay unique to Earth and Unas home worlds, leveraging a synergy that only a united effort could conceive. Zephyr's team, with their understanding of artificial biomes, complemented humanity's knack for adaptive genetic engineering. They meticulously calibrated atmospheres and climates, fostering micro-ecosystems that could thrive in Exovita's once desolate landscapes. Amidst the scientific and technological collaboration, profound emotional connections started to weave through interpersonal interactions. Raylene Hargrave, an astrobiologist, found herself sharing not just knowledge but tales of her ancestors' myths with Alti. The Unas advisor, in return, recounted the legends of his race's cosmic pilgrimage. Their exchanges were not solely intellectual but draped in the rich fabric of cultural heritage, fostering deeper understanding and respect. In the midst of this evolving narrative, an extraordinary event occurred. The Unas ritual of solstice, a ceremonial alignment of their planet's 3 moons, was observed. For the first time, humans participated in this sacred tradition. Under the triptych glow, hands of both species intertwined, epitomizing the blend of traditions and futuristic aspirations. Harmony echoed in the eponymous Unas chant that reverberated through the ceremony, translating into a melody that resonated with Earth's classical symphonies. Deploying drones imbued with hybrid technologies across Exovita's surface unveiled intricacies of its cavernous underground. Exploring these newly discovered subterranean realms, they found ancient remnants that suggested primordial life forms, expanding their vision for what Exovita could become. These discoveries spurred on exponential advancements in their collaborative technologies. An unforeseen challenge arose: a magnetic storm, unprecedented in magnitude, threatened the terraforming infrastructure. It took combined decision-making and expertise to avert catastrophe. Antares, with his battlefield-honed strategic mind, coordinated a defensive shield, while Morris expedited innovations in energy fields to reinforce the planetary grid. Their efforts culminated in a triumphant defense that solidified their bond. The hum of machinery subsided, and the sky cleared, revealing a pristine world, echoing with the promise of rebirth. Their collaborative success became a beacon throughout the galaxy, inspiring other planets and civilizations to consider alliances over adversarial conquest. Those who witnessed the transformation of Exovita marveled at how cooperation could birth something so profoundly magnificent, subtly captivating worlds beyond their own. In this era of unity, knowledge flowed freely across newly established interstellar channels. Libraries on Earth now featured Unas tomes of ancient wisdom, while Unas academies found their archives enhanced by human creativity and scientific breakthroughs. This cultural and technological exchange birthed innovations previously unimaginable. Collaborative projects bloomed. A city floated harmoniously within a gas giant's atmosphere, a testament to engineering marvels and mutual cooperation. Simultaneously, Exovita's terraformers commenced the development of a spaceport, cosmic arteries, anticipating future explorations and missions launched from this once desolate frontier. The spaceport, in its skeletal framework, symbolized collegial aspirations extending to the universe's farthest reaches. As the expedition at Exovita concluded, a new chapter of exploration anticipated. Joint missions were planned to venture beyond known cosmos, seeking further mysteries and wonders. Unity in purpose dismantled the veneer of conquest, revealing a universal truth. The quest for knowledge and understanding transcends boundaries, bridging civilizations with threads of respect and shared endeavors. As the narrative closed, one could feel the echoing heartbeat of an epic saga, a tale of evolution from presupposed dominance to collaborative enlightenment. Human Admiral Raymond Morris, reflecting on the incredible journey, uttered words that resonated through the vast expanses of space and time. True strength lies not in how we overpower, but in how we synergize. This paradigm shift underlined the moral that unity bestows a strength surpassing the ephemeral victories of domination. This thought lingered, encapsulating the journey's essence, a closing that delivered mystery's allure and the refreshment of a harmonious denouement. The story's epilogue was unwritten, borne aloft on cosmic winds, awaiting the next chapters crafted by unity and shared dreams. When two civilizations pivot from conflict to cooperation, what miracles might they achieve together? And might our preconceived notions of power ever remain the same? Thus concluded the epic, with hearts and minds alight, pondering an intertwining destiny under the vast, star-studded canopy of the universe. If you liked this story based on real events, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like it. Here you can dive into a different reality every day, where anything can happen. Comment below what kind of story you would like to hear here. Thank you very much for your attention. We are the Sci-Fi family.